Let me get you started on 7. If you're stuck, you just kind of like wonder what to do. So maybe I can help you get it going, and then you finish up. So we're gonna make a big table. Where X is the money for the insurance company. So we got to read through the previous page, and we got to grab some information from the previous page as well. So this life insurance company is charging $875 for a 5-year policy. So if you don't die in the next 5 years, I get to keep that $875, right? If you do die, I got to pay out like a giant amount to your family or whatever. So the insurance company will make $875 if this person does not die within the next 5 years. They'll profit if this person does not die within the next 5 years. Well, what's the probability that this person does not die in the next 5 years? Is what we did in part A, right? So this is the probability of dying each of those years. We added those up and then subtracted from 1. So there's a 99.749% chance that the insurance company just gets to keep that $875. 0.99749. That's like the first thing you do. But you might die at some point in the next 5 years. And it's different each year. So if you died at age 25, what would happen financially to the insurance company? They would lose this amount, right? They have to pay it out to the family. So the insurance company will lose $99,825 if the person dies at age 25. Well, what's the probability that they would die at age 25? That's on the previous page. So the probability they'll die at age 25 is down here. It's this 0.00039. Then they might lose $99,650. So it's kind of like 25 is here, 26 is here, 27. Like 25 isn't actually part of the probability table, but if you kind of line up what's going on, it's like a header. This would be 0.00044 from the previous page. Does that help you get it set up? So go ahead and finish, and then you just go doing one variable stats, L1, L2, and find the answer. The setup is not sure. I like that one though. That's like an actual real life situation. We try to figure out probability. Not everything's up to that. My first dollar is amazing, though. At 7:28, there's no one in my room. And then at 7:30, you guys got the timing down well. Times are at the back where we got at 9.
part of this focus group that they're doing today? What's yours about?
Climate culture.
Maybe my climate school, like turning the
Culture. So they're trying to like increase like big red pride.
yeah, the student section of the basketball game.
That's rough.
To be fair, our basketball game. To be fair, I trust people.
So if you finish that chart and type it in, you should get $623.22. So is the company over the long term going to profit over this scenario? Yeah. They expect to make this much. Now, can they? Again, we talked about this yesterday. Is it possible that on any one person they'll make this amount? No. So they're going to make this usually, and then occasionally they'll have to pay out some giant amount. So they have to make sure they get enough of the like usually small amounts that they can afford to pay out the giant amounts, and then still have some profit for doing the work. Questions on 7? All right, so 8. I don't think it's too bad. You're just kind of looking at the table. Just remember that if you have the less than or greater than without the bar underneath, you're not including that number. And if you do have the bar underneath, you are including that number. That says include. I don't know if it looks like it, but that says include. So like x is greater than 3 does not include 3, right? You just do 4, 5, and 6. Less than or equal to 4 would be 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm just adding those up. Number 8, okay. Yes, no, someone, anybody can do this. Yeah. Alright, so 9. 9 I want to go through. So there's a couple tricky parts. They make it really hard to start it, and then the problem's hard in itself. But they say the probability of heads is twice the probability of tails. So it's on us to find out the probability of heads and tails. You can kind of try to think through some decimals, but the decimals won't get you there. But let's try it. Let's say heads was 0.8, and forget the double part. If heads is 0.8, what's the probability of tails? It's 0.2, right? Because they have to add up to 1. But are these double? No, so that's not going to help us. So 0.7 and 0.3, because those have to add up to 1. But that's not double either. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try 0.6. That'll make this 0.4, because they have to add up to 1. But that's not double either. If you use fractions, it gets a little easier, maybe. But let me show you like the algebra way to do it. Let's say I called the probability of tails x. Well, then what's the probability of heads? Since it's double the probability of tails, it's going to be 2x. And I know that if I add up the probability of heads plus the probability of tails, I have to get 1. And that's like 100% of the data, right? It has to be one or the other. So then I just got like an algebra equation to solve. 3x equals 1. Divided by 3. It's like the most algebra we've done earlier. So I get x equals 1/3, so that's tails. And heads is going to be double that. So heads is 2 things. So just kind of check in after we get our answer. Those two things do add up to 1. So that's good. And then heads is double tails. So we got the right track there. And that's just to like start the problem. They're usually not that annoying. So I know over here the probability of heads is 2/3. And the probability of tails kind of cross that off. I do need to know it's split 3 times. I shouldn't cross that. And then we're going to find a probability distribution, draw a histogram, and then answer some questions. So yesterday I showed you guys that tree. Remember with the chocolate and vanilla, we had like CV and then CV off of all those, and then a bunch of those. So you can do that. Or I'm going to show you a different way. I think it'll make more sense after I showed you the tree. So I want to count the number of heads. So if I have 0 heads, I flipped 3 times and got 0 heads. So what was the first flip? Tails. What was the second flip? Tails. What was the third flip? Tails. This means tails, tails, tails. That's really just like the top branch of your tree. I'm trying to, this is a little shorter than the tree. I could get heads once. But there's multiple ways that could happen, because the head could happen on the first flip, it could happen on the second flip, or it could happen on the third flip. So it could be like heads, tails, tails. It could be tails, heads, tails. Or it could be tails, tails, heads. Does that make sense? Like there's different orders that could get you heads once. Two heads, somebody besides Gavin, give me like a sequence that would give me 2 heads. Heads, heads, tails. Somebody besides Gavin and Zach. Participation. Somebody else.
Tails, heads, heads.
Got Cornell involved. Is it your birthday?
Yeah, it is.
Happy birthday. I remember my 12th birthday. That was a big day.
I think we need to say happy birthday.
Alright, well, let's finish our lesson first. And then 3 heads would be like heads, 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 right? We got Sebastian involved. So we're going to find the probability of each of these. Well, tails, tails, tails is 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. Which is 1/27th, but it's easier to work with these as a decimal. So I'm going to divide that and get 0.037. And then this is where the real time saver comes in. All 3 of these have the same probability. They're all 2 tails and 1 head. So it's 1/3, 1/3, 2/3. And the order doesn't matter when you multiply, right? Like 4 times 2 is the same as 2 times 4. So I have this. But how many times, whatever number I get, don't I have that 3 times? You got 3 of those scenarios. So do 1/3 times 1/3 times 2/3. And then multiply it by 3. That ends up being 0.222. Which is 2 nines. Way cleaner in my opinion, but that's what they went with, so that's what we'll do. And then the same thing with the 2 heads. Well, that's going to be heads twice and tails once. So 2/3, 2/3, 1/3. And there's 3 different orders that could happen in. So I multiply that by 3. That was 4 nines or 0.444. Does it make sense what I'm doing? So yes. And then heads, heads, heads. Probably has is 2/3, 2/3, 2/3. You need 3 of those. And I'm not multiplying it by 3, right? Because there's only one like order that can happen. Multiply those. That's 8/27. Decimal. 0.29.
That's okay.
Okay. Now I gotta make a. So that's like phase 1. That's the hardest phase for sure. Questions on that part right there? Why did you do this? Where did you get this from? Anything I can help with there? So now I'm gonna make a probability histogram. So I'm gonna have along the bottom. I'm gonna have like 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then this is the number of heads. and have little bars going up from each slot. And on the side, it's going to be the probabilities. So my biggest probability is 0.44. Maybe I go 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 up the side. Stop whistling, please. I don't care who did it. I just want to stop.
Spencer's it's painful.
Was it a tiny redhead kid?
I don't know. So we're gonna graph all these. So 0 has a probability of 0.037. So you're like, way down there. I like to write the number on top because then it makes it easier to like read. Because I have to do work with it. So that's 0.037. And I could like in the next question look back over here, but it's easier to put all your information on the table like there on the graph. Go from there. So 1 is 0.22. 0.222, I guess. 2 is 0.444. And 3 is 0.2. I feel like I'm going kind of 5, so we okay. I think I can go back over it. And then once you get that, answering those 3 questions at the bottom, I don't think it's too bad. Any questions I can help with that? Because you're about to do one that's really similar. Any questions I can help with on this? Why did you do this? When did you do this? What happened here?
Do you really have to make the graph
If
if it doesn't say?
it doesn't say it, then no. Because you could answer those questions without the graph. But you should know how to do it. So then probably x is greater than 2. So remember that doesn't include the 2. The only number greater than 2 in this list is 3. So yeah, could I answer that question without the graph? They didn't make me do the graph. Yeah. I think it's a little easier with the graph, but that's up to you. X is greater than or equal to 2. Well, now I want to include the 2 and 3. So you either add up these 2 numbers or these 2 numbers. Doesn't really matter where you get them from. That's 4. And then x is less than or equal to 3. Well, isn't that like everything? I have to get either 3 heads or less. So what's the answer to that? Everything. So questions on 9. That's beast. 2 problems with what we just did are both, I think, pretty tough. So try 10. 10 is very, very similar. It doesn't have the like heads is twice the probability of tails piece, so it's a little bit easier. The rest of it's like the same process. And then don't worry about 11. So my goal is that we finish 10 and go through it and check it before you guys leave tonight.
so I didn't mean it's because I missed time. Yeah.
Oh, so you wouldn't have time if it was the normal.
I would have been like 5 minutes late, but that would have been a lot of time ish.
Closer. I'll put my work up there so you can kind of check it. You're stuck. Check it if you want. I did this first part right. Check it. I mean, just understand you gotta undo it, right? So copy that is useless. If you had a question on it, please let me know. Because they're question gonna help you with the generation as well. Let me know.
I love having a oh no.
I think there's a lot more for time.
Yeah.
What's the probability of this happening? How much will it happen? Different strategies. That's what you're interested in.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joseph. Did you go last month? You did last year, right? I don't know. Didn't want the coach right here.
Actually, he cut me. I was the only kid to get cut.
Oh. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm like digging up scars. many people are on the team?
Like 15. I was like the only one. Like Owendale, Logan made it. Mark made it. Hatfield made it. I was like the only.
Like those are people that probably never play, but they're on the team.
Those are the kids who played JV last year.
That's a kick in the face. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. But it's whatever. They lost by 18. Yeah. So I'm obviously not missing out on much anything new.
The girls team's good.
The girls' team's supposed to be pretty good, right?
Mariah, Marissa Beck, Leah. Like if they had Allison Leah
Why don't they?
She's a soccer.
focuses on soccer.
She sounds like this really,
She does,
really
like,
good
well,
soccer.
okay.
Yeah, she's a D2
Yeah,
soccer.
she's D2.
You too.
Yeah, she got recruited by them.
Ted, Michigan?
Yeah.
They get scholarships.
Yeah.
Like partial, probably, but that's cool. Well, she already has an offer. I think she's put it out.
I was like, she's like when I first started
I don't
touring
know,
in
it's
high
like,
school.
well,
Like, it's okay, it's okay. Just this once. My sister threw the ball and it went to high school. He's like, it's okay, it's okay. I'll run it. I do it.
Like the ones and two.
He gets to play where he
So I don't really have to. If I wanted to, I could go 0.4 times 0.4 times 0.6 plus 0.4 times 0.6 times 0.4 plus 0.6 times 0.4 times 0.4. But all three of these are going to come out the same. So I just did one of them. And then multiplied by three. Those are three. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions I can answer on this one, or are we okay? Or are we, what's up? How we doing? Give me. I need some feedback. Thumbs up. I understand that problem. I got it. I nailed it. Thumbs down. I don't have a freaking clue what you're talking about. Somewhere in the middle, you can tilt it. Don't put me on. Okay. So that's all I got for today. There is some con if you wanted to get started.
No!
And just to let you know what's coming. Monday I want to finish the packet, so that'll take like half the class, and you'll have the other class. Other has to be con. And we're not. You guys with me here?
Yes, sir.
We're not gonna try to squeeze another thing in before break. So I'm actually kind of stretching it out. Which I know if you're a package class, you'll appreciate a lighter workload in here. So your test is not going to be next week. It's going to be like the next Tuesday. And then the Wednesday before break will be like corrections, or if you miss the test, you'll take it that day. And the Thursday before break, we'll play a game or something.
Can we like gamble this time?
We might do the gambling thing, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I love it. It's better.
We can do a paper, rock, scissors championship.
No,
No.
paper, scissors.